This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Rowdy podcast.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Outside the Round with me, Matt Burrill. Today, a longtime homie, a guy who I've been lucky enough to know since he first got to town. He's been killing it, getting ready to do some huge things, get out on the road with Billy Currington.
Sure.
From Woodstock, Georgia. It's our boy, Kenny Whitmire.
What's up, dude? Thank you so much for having me.
Dude, anytime, man.
Yeah.
How's life?
Man, it's been crazy here lately. You know, just it used to be trying to stay busy, and now it's definitely staying busy. But it's been a blessing, man. Nothing to complain about.
Dude, you're one of those guys that we really did get to see from you being 18, 19 years old, coming into Live Oak and playing rounds, and you were a quiet kid from Georgia.
Man.
You and Christian Yancey and Austin Snell and like the whole gang of your crew, and to watch what all you guys have been doing, but in particular yourself here lately, man. Just walk me through the journey a little bit of what these last few months have been like.
Man, it's been crazy. I kind of forget about some of it sometimes.
Right?
It feels like it's been like a year in the making. It's only been a few months, but man, yeah, I wrote a song called "I Gave Her the Moon," and I sat on it for a little bit, and it was kind of getting pitched around, and a few people were showing interest in it, and my publisher Lauren Liu at River House was just hounding me to post it. There's funny, you can go back and look at posts before that original "I Gave Her the Moon" post, and she would comment on every one. "This isn't I Gave Her the Moon, Kenneth." She used to always say that, but she finally annoyed me enough, I guess, in a nice way, to post it, and I texted the guys I wrote it with, Lynn Hutton and Cam Newby. They're awesome Salt of the Earth dudes, but texted them, and I was like, hey, what do y'all think about me just posting it to see how it does? Because I know, obviously, it had some interest around town, and they were like, yeah, go for it, man. And it started doing well, and then Charlie did his little video on it, man. I say little video, but, man, he really changed my life, man. It's been a blessing.
Yeah, when do you think it was that you've really found your voice? Because you're a guy that the songs that you were playing at the rounds back in 2022 are obviously different than what you're releasing right now. Where in the last 3-4 years did you find the voice to even go from just being the guy playing guitar with your buddies to being the guy in the writer's room with your buddies to I'm Kenny Whitmire, I want to be an artist?
Well, it was I think it was kind of something I always knew that I wanted to do, was the traditional sound. But I mean, like you said, I was 19 when I moved here, and I just didn't know any better. I thought I was supposed to be like everyone else to have any kind of success, you know, as an artist, and I wanted to be an artist, and so I was trying to be like I've been telling this story. I was, you know, walking around in kind of like tight fitting jeans, and my muffin top was showing and stuff. It wasn't me at all, but it was honestly a lot of my buddies being like, man, you sound great doing that stuff, and then Zach just kind of kicked the door wide open for it to be possible. You know, I started really pursuing that sound, you know, well before he was taken off. But man, it's just been such a blessing what he's done for the, you know, real country music, man.
Yeah, man, and the guys that are your close friends, like I'm thinking of the Davis Luces of the world, man, the Cole Goodwins, the Colton Dawsons, the Will Bannisters, and even the OGs like the Jake Worthingtons or the Roger Springers.
Yeah.
And it seems like you've really found a good family and a good crew of guys that want to keep that stuff around.
Yeah, dude, you ain't kidding, man. It's funny, there's been so many nights, late nights at the local of me and Colton sitting together and Jake Worthington being like, man, don't give up on country music. You know, he's just so damn passionate. I love it. But yeah, it's such a blessing to be a part of this little community and this revival of country music. It's such a cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah. How did you first get to know like that group? Like which one in that crew was
see. I guess I'd probably met Cole first. Cole was out on the road when I was playing for Austin. The first headline tour that Austin did, and gosh, I'd say fall of 23. The first run we did was a Georgia run, and he was our opener for that weekend, and we just obviously hit it off. You know, we're pretty much the same person in a lot of ways, and man, he's just so talented. And he didn't have much going on at that time, I don't think, as far as social media goes and stuff, but soon after, man, he started killing it, and it was awesome to see him take off. And let's see, I'd say I probably met Colton next. It was when I was still with Austin. We were headed to a show in, I want to say Phoenix, Arizona, somewhere in Arizona, and Colton was headed back home. and I ran into him at the airport. He was on our same flight, and we had followed each other, but never really talked before. And I just walked up to him, and I was like, "Hey, man, are you Colton Dawson, right?" And he was like, "Kenny, what's up, dude?" And we just instantly best friends. You know how he is. He's so easy to talk to. And, yeah. And then I met Roger and Jake through Colton, just kind of being around those guys and getting to write country damn music with them. It's been so fun.
Yeah, man, and that's just it. CDM, country damn music,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
And you mentioned the local, and that's a spot that I've always loved, and we've been hosting the rounds, our Tuesday rounds, for a few months now. But talk about just how special that place has been for you too. Whether
Man,
it's the Monday night, I mean, any night of the week, they're just supporting that traditional sound. No matter what's on the mainstream and what's on the radio and what's on the big playlist, you can find traditional damn country music in those doors.
Absolutely, man. I if I remember correctly, it might have been the very first round I played was at the local. I can't remember who it was for, but man, yeah, it's awesome. I mean, just being able to go there on a Monday night and see Will Jones and Sam Banks play and just absolutely rip guitars, dude. And then, Saturday nights are organic country with Kevin Denny and all those legends. You got Joe Spivey playing fiddle, and I mean, just the coolest band in the world. And I mean, to have access to that and just so much inspiration through that place, man, and so many great folks that you get to shake hands with and meet and chat with, and it leads to so many, just great networking, leading to rights and friends, and it's a great place to be at.
Yeah, 100%. Now, walk me back to Woodstock, Georgia. What was it like growing up there, and what kind of inspired the move to? It sounds like you were starting to come up here when you were 18, but to make that leap at 19, one semester of college in, take me through back to 2022. What led to you wanting to get up here?
So I was blessed to grow up in somewhat of a musical family. My dad is a bass player and a guitar player. Kind of grew up on a lot of different sounds. He was big into classic rock, and my mom just kind of whatever was on the radio. She wasn't real big into music, but my dad liked some of the outlaw stuff like Waylon Jennings and stuff, but mainly it was classic rock for him. And then, on the radio in the early 2000s was Al Dean, and you'd have some George Strait hits and some Alan Jackson hits, but it was Al Dean and Luke Bryan and all those guys. And then in high school, it was I went to a very diverse big high school, and it was a lot of rap music in the locker room. I played football, so a lot of rap music and in the weight room and stuff like that. And then it's funny, I knew the main old school country songs like the Mama Trieds and the Okie from Muskogee. I'm a big Merle Haggard guy, but in high school, I really started diving in, and this is so crazy to say, and it's one of the reasons that I love being able to do this sound is I found like really deep dive into Merle Haggard on Spotify, and that's just so crazy to say because a lot of my grandparents and stuff weren't really into that kind of music. It was either kind of like real strict Southern gospel music or not really being all that interested in music, and so. It's such a crazy thing to say that I found Merle Haggard on Spotify.
Dude, it's the 2020s. Like that's how you find your favorite songs nowadays, man.
Right.
And that's one of the blessings of it is it's all that you don't have to go to a Walmart or an FYE or somewhere and dig through CDs. You can access any song from any time period.
Yeah.
What was the gateway? Like what was the take me into those deep B-side Merle Haggard songs?
Oh man, like the Heaven Was a Drink of Wines and Bottle Let Me Down. That's not necessarily a B-side. That's a pretty big song for him, but just all the stuff, Swinging Doors and all that stuff that I started listening to him. I was like, why didn't the radio sound like this? What this is country music. This is what country radio should sound like, and it's a blessing to have the opportunity to potentially bring that sound, with what Zach's doing and having number ones on the radio. It's just like I said earlier, it's just kicking a door open to be able to inspire the younger folks that are interested in music to be able to bring that sound potentially back to the radio would be it's such a blessing.
Yeah, man, it definitely is. And there's more, like it almost is that, like I think it was Lainey Wilson that said it, where the country's cool again song, where it is back in culture.
Yeah,
absolutely. More so than it has been in probably the last 25 years or so.
Right.
Which is wild. So to get to be a part of that and even see bars in town, like we talked about the local, but you walk into Skinny Dennis in East Nashville any night of the week, and you're like,
dude.
where? Or the Music Valley area, which I know I'm sure means a lot to you with the Palace and the Music City Inn and scoreboards and all those venues there, man. So I mean, you're coming up at the right time.
Yeah, it feels like a God thing, man. Just really honing in on my sound and what the transition of this music. It's felt like just God's timing and everything.
Yeah. What was touring with Tracy Lawrence like?
Oh, I haven't done any shows.
You haven't done that yet?
No,
Okay.
we've here recently. We've been out with Aaron Lewis, and that's been
Aaron
fun.
Lewis.
Yeah.
That's like a dip into the traditional side, but also a whole other animal.
Yeah, man. It was funny. It was I think their whole crowd was just super stoned because we got up there and they were just they were real chill. It's not the rowdy kind of concert that the concert crowd that you typically get in front of. It was almost like a listening room. It was neat. Like every song I played, they were dead silent, and then I'd get an applause at the end, and but it was really neat. So I'm excited. We got more shows this weekend coming up. And
that's sick. Where was that show at? You remember?
Effingham, Illinois. I think I'm saying
okay.
that right.
Oh, so you were with on the border of Illinois and Kentucky.
Yes, that sounds right. Yeah.
So you're getting those Southern hillbillies mixed with those good Midwestern folks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, those are fun crowds to play for, dude.
Yeah, we had a quick turnaround. I was supposed to be traveling with them, and last minute I had to travel by myself. So we decided to play the gig and then turn right back around and come back that night. So this week I'll get to kind of hang out and watch the show. And from what I heard in soundcheck, it's a country damn band. They sound killer, man.
Yeah, dude. What's it like now doing the artist thing? Because you've had lots of touring experience. A lot of young folks coming up don't have they get that social media pop moment. Not quite what you've had with the whole Charlie Puth thing and all that, but it usually works where an artist doesn't have reps being on stage.
Right,
and you have your gigs back home playing at the barbecue joint like we were talking before we got on here, playing rounds and stuff in town, but also being on stage as a guitar player.
Yeah.
And being in different bands, but now using that experience, being the artist up there. Talk about how you would describe touring to somebody.
Oh man, it's brutal. It can be brutal at times, but it's kind of a love-hate relationship. You get that, whether it's a 30-minute opening set or a 75-minute headline set that you're doing, that's the little fun you get, other than hanging out with the guys if you enjoy who you're on the road with, which I've been blessed to usually really enjoy all the people I've been on the road with. But it's a grind, man. But it's so neat to go to I haven't necessarily experienced it myself yet, but with Austin, going to a town you've never even heard of, and anywhere from 200 to 600 to a couple thousand people showing up and singing the songs back and just being able to be the light. So many people, that's they look forward to that concert that they pay tickets for. It's like it's kind of our lives, and we get kind of jaded in it sometimes, but to be able to bring that light to people and to know that they've been looking forward to this for years, months, weeks, however long it's been, it's a blessing to be able to do that for folks.
Yeah, man, quite a 180 ripping the guitar on Excuse the Mess or Muddy Water Rockstar, any of those to what you're doing now.
Yeah.
What's it been like changing that up?
Man, like I said earlier, I grew up, my dad was big on the classic rock, so that sound wasn't new to me, and it was really fun. It was definitely out of my comfort zone to be, the amount of energy you have to bring into the performance was definitely out of my comfort zone, but it taught me so much. That whole gig, being out on the road and, the do's and don'ts and not having the pressure as an artist, to go back to what you were saying earlier, it was such an awesome thing I learned so much and met so many great people. That gig was really, I think, a God thing. Like I keep saying, it's just, I look back and see all the stars aligning with, learn this and now learn this and meet this person and now here you go, it's been really cool.
It's all connected, bro. It really, really is all connected. Now, I got word and we're able to talk about it, the record deal.
Yes, sir.
What's it like to say Kenny Whitmire, the guy with the record deal? Thinking back to when you moved here and tell me the details of it. Who'd you sign with?
MCA.
MCA, let's go.
Yep, so it's MCA now, not Universal. Going back. But man, it's been a blessing. They were they really showed a lot of love from the start, even before I was posting that first Gave Her the Moon video, I was posting some more originals that had done decent, nothing to the effect that Gave Her the Moon did, but I was getting phone calls from Dave Cobb at MCA, and he produced Chris Stapleton, for folks that don't know that. And I remember locking myself in my room in middle school and high school and learning that Traveler record and everything, and then to be talking to him and him showing interest and being like, man, I love your stuff, I love your voice, would love to have you in for meetings. It was just mind blowing. And so they've definitely, I wanted to be loyal to them because they were loyal to me, and before anything was really actually happening, they were showing love. So it was always the place I wanted to wind up at.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty cool working with guys that helped create your favorite records.
Dude, it's insane.
And you're getting to do that on the songwriter side too, writing with the Rogers of the world and guys like Jake Worthington that you've looked up to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's mind blowing. And like I was saying earlier with touring, you kind of get numb to it sometimes and jaded, and then you have those moments where you sit back and it's like, damn, I just wrote with Roger Springer, I just sat and had a conversation with Jake Worthington. It was like I used to look up to these guys, and now they're almost becoming peers, and it's wild. Yeah
man. When was the moment that you felt it starting to switch, that you really felt confident? Because I remember when you were the quiet kid coming into the bar.
I still am.
And no, I know. Well, you were the kid with the X's, with the X's on the hand. You'd get up there, you'd play, you'd chill for a second, and then you'd kind of get out of Dodge there,
and then have a lot of awkward conversations.
Yeah. When did that switch come? Because I think it's important for a lot of guys and girls that move here. Move here by themselves and have their friend group, but you get out there and you get in the scene. Like, when did it start kind of clicking for you?
Man, I really, as an artist, I don't think it was until I Gave Her the Moon stuff really happened. As a writer, it was, I put out a song a few years ago called Blue Collar, and it did decent on social media. And so that really opened the door for me to start being in the room with some cool writers, and then led to my publishing deal with River House. And then I was still on the road with Austin, and just, the longer I was away from being an artist, and, I was spending so much time on the road with Austin, I didn't have any time really to put into it. The longer I was away from it, the more I missed it and felt drawn to be doing it, because I moved to town. That was the reason I moved here, was to be an artist.
Yeah.
And so I had a conversation with Austin and decided that I was going to leave his band, and it felt like a breakup, because he's my best friend, one of my best friends.
That's your guy, man. You had that gig pretty early into being in town too. Like, it's what you knew. Yeah,
absolutely. And so kind of just took a leap of faith and started posting on social media, trying to be as consistent as possible. And it slowly started to work, especially with, like I keep bringing up, Zach's, bringing back that traditional sound. I would start to cover Merle songs, and they used to get, 100 likes, and then they started getting, 500 likes, and then 1,000 likes, and just kind of started slowly growing it from there. And then I started trickling in originals, and You're Getting Colder, which I think will be out by the time this comes out. That one started doing decent, and then I posted Gave Her the Moon, and it's just like, let's do it. Let's.
Yeah. Have you figured out what makes a good video? Like, can you tell if it's going to be good or not? Or
not necessarily.
You're just throwing up darts of stuff you believe in? I guess it's the authenticity.
I mean,
right?
It's definitely, there's something to be said with being consistent, and, as soon as someone swipes, something that looks somewhat recognizable other than just my face. I do a lot of my videos outside, and I try to always put the same kind of like effects on it to where it kind of looks similar and the same vibe. And it's like, as soon as you see it, it's like, oh, here's Kenny. He's going to sing. Is it a cover? Is it an original? So, but no, as far as like songs or certain covers that I did, like I did a 1982 cover Randy Travis song.
Yeah.
And, I actually did it in my garage. I was like, I'm going to switch up the scenery and see if it'll do something. I did it in my garage and didn't think anything of it, posted it, and it got like over 100,000 likes and like 700,000 views. And it's like, holy cow. So I really never know what's going to work or not. Like I said, with Gave Her the Moon, it was like, well, just post it and see what happens. And in a day it had like 40,000 likes. And then Luke Combs and Tracy Lawrence and then Charlie Puth is commenting on it. And then Charlie makes, you just never know. So. It's wild.
It is wild, man. It is wild because you're throwing it out there and just being authentic and just putting out good songs, trying to write and craft songs that you believe in and reflect what you're going through. How has your writing process changed from the past few years of being here?
Oh man, I don't know if it's necessarily changed all that much, other than just getting more comfortable with it. Like you said, I'm a pretty quiet guy, so it took me a long time to learn how to be comfortable and confident in a room and know my place. But it's been really cool now that stuff is starting to work. You know, I'm finally, because I spent a long time writing for Austin and for a lot of other artists, which is I enjoy that almost just as much as writing for myself. But to get put with these, you know, guys like Roger Springer and you know, Michael White and all these other guys, you know, Lynn Hutton, the guy I wrote in Can't Movie, all these veteran songwriters that have been waiting for this traditional sound to come back that they love. It's been really cool to get to write with those guys, and I guess that has been the biggest change, is finally getting to write for myself, you know, pretty regularly.
Yeah, getting to be the artist in the room.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of pressure off. You know, I used to be worried, you know, how many ideas do I have, and what, you know, what do I need to bring to the table? And now it's like, you know, I still definitely want to be a writer in the room when it comes to also being the artist, and I want to have my ideas, and I definitely have a vision for where I want my music to go. But personally, I feel a little less pressure going into a writing room, you know, getting to be the artist.
Yeah, someone that's been on my mind lately, and he was a great mutual friend of both of us, is Sam Johnson.
Oh man, yeah.
And just thinking about how proud he must be looking
You're gonna
down.
make me cry.
I know, man. Well, it's something I was talking with Christian about it the other night. Like, just seeing where everybody's at in the whole gang, man. Like, talk about how important a guy like that was.
Man, I'm really glad you brought that up, because he's one of the main reasons I moved to town. I mean, I met him. I got put with him. I was cutting songs with Jake Parshall, and I got put with Sam. I was looking to write some more songs and better songs than I was writing back home by myself. And he was, I think, a part of the very first co-write I had in Nashville.
Wow.
And we just kind of stayed in touch when I went back home, and man, he was just hounding me to move to Nashville. Just DM me. I mean, I have a screenshot somewhere on my phone of just all the messages he sent me on Instagram of saying, like, begging me to move to Nashville. And I finally did. And after like 3 months of being in Nashville, I moved in with Christian Yancey. He had a 2-bedroom apartment, and he was just using the other room as an office. And I moved in with him. He offered for me to move in with him, and we stayed there for like maybe 2-3 months, and then got a rental house with Sam. So he was my roommate, you know, until he passed. And, I mean, just one of the best human beings in the world, and a fantastic songwriter, and such a champion for people, and such an encouragement.
That's what I think of. I think of the C word, which everybody really needs to have in this, anything in life, but especially being in this music world where there's so many ups and downs. You need friends, but you also need friends that are champions, you know?
Yeah.
And he was a guy that no matter what was going on would always dig you out of any BS that you were going through and just bring the good vibes.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure he's got to be proud of what you're doing, and what Christian's doing, and what Austin's doing, and what Shelby's doing, and like y'all's whole crew, man.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
he's someone that popped up in my head of like, man, if he could be here with his publishing deal and just getting to write this record with you, man.
Yeah, I can imagine the songs we'd get. It's funny, he'd be one of the first to tell you that he wasn't all that interested in the traditional country.
Oh yeah, that
stuff.
wasn't his lane.
Yeah,
was not his lane.
But you know, as I started, you know, getting more serious about it, and you know, opening up to him about how much I really did love that sound and was considering doing it, we wrote that song I put out forever ago, If This Bar Had a Heart.
Yeah.
Me and him wrote that song together, and it was one of the first songs he was like, you know what? When you sang it, I don't mind it. I remember him saying that. I think he'd be really excited about everything going on, man. I miss the shit out of him.
Yeah, man, I do too. And speaking of big things going on, as a Georgia guy, there's people that you look up to, and you talked about Aldine and the Luke Bryans. You got to know Brantley pretty well, being out on the road with Austin and all that. But to be going out with Billy Currington.
Oh, man. I said it in my post I made earlier, but I definitely grew up on some Billy Currington.
Yeah, man. Everyone knows the words to Good Directions.
Come on,
you
dude.
know, man.
I don't know if I've ever played a cover gig and not played Good Directions.
Yeah. Have you gotten to talk with him yet?
Oh, yeah. I met him on the road with Austin. We played some festivals with him a while back, and he's a super open guy, man. I mean, he's, some artists are, and I get it, not wanting to talk to anybody and everybody, but he was always present. You just walk up to him, hey, Billy, how are you, man? Big fan. And he was always willing to talk. And we've been messaging on Instagram and stuff. I'm so excited to hit the road with him.
And he's a guy that's such a, like, the story of different folks in town, because Good Directions was a Luke Bryan written song.
Yes.
And that's what gave Luke Bryan his first glimpse of success in town, was that song as a writer, that big Billy Currington cut for him. And way back in the day was Ward Gunther. Ward sold merch for Billy.
Oh wow, I didn't
and
know
that was one of Ward's first like gigs. It was bartending at Tin Roof, getting Whiskey Jam started, and going out on the road working with Billy.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
So it's like he's a guy that you can't really tell the 2010s chapter of Nashville and country music. Billy, of course, he was putting out hits. He was putting out hits a little bit before that and has had a legendary career. But the people that he's kind of helped along the way that were huge as well.
Yeah.
And now you're on that list of guys going out and getting to do stuff with them.
It's crazy. Yeah, he actually, I guess he is a fan of Gave Her the Moon.
Dude, everybody is, man. It's a great freaking song.
Thank you so much.
If they're not, I want to check them for a pulse. But go on. I'm sorry.
No, it was so cool. I don't know if he actually, I'll have to ask him about this, but I don't know if he actually took the videos himself or if he just found videos. But the day the song came out, he posted something on his story. It was like a bunch of clips of videos kind of following the chorus of the song. And then it was like a video by Billy Currington, tagged himself, and he said, song by Kenny Whitmire, out now. It was the coolest thing in the world. I was like, I cannot believe that Billy Currington is making videos about my song right now. It's wild.
That is wild, man. And there's going to be people in his crowd singing, in your crowd, singing them back to you, man.
Yeah, and he also, that tour was announced today. He made the post, and he used Gave Her the Moon as the song on the post to announce the tour date. So it's just the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, man, it really is. And it's looking like you guys are going you've got so many irons in the fire right now of like different tours and things going. But looking around at where you're going to be going, you're bouncing all over the Midwest. You're getting to go. Have you done the Windjammer before? In Charleston?
So. No, I don't think so.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. Yeah, it's on the beach.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, like, the stage is here, and then the venue is, like, over here, and then the ocean's right behind you.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a sick.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's going to be a sick
you
date.
Probably, looking at it, know more than me on where I'm playing.
Well, I guess tour
up.
manager, guitar player, different things, but I'm sure you've been through a lot
But
of
even
these
just saying,
rooms.
like... I've been so busy lately. I
I
haven't even really had the chance to really dive into.
I'm cheating. I'm looking on Spotify on your events thing. So what's on there?
Yeah.
And it says events near Mount Juliet. You're getting to play the Caverns. Have you done that before?
No, I haven't, man. I'm fired up about that one.
That place is legendary. I've actually got a poster behind you of when Old 60 played there.
Man.
Bro, that place is crazy. It's like if Red Rocks were a club.
Dude, yeah. Like the whole thing's enclosed.
Dude, you're literally in a cave. You got no cell service or nothing. The green room's like double wide trailers, like up on a hill outside the cave, dude.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm fired up. That one's with Ian Munsick, I believe. Yeah, that'll
sick.
be fun. Yeah, that'll be a country crowd right there.
Yeah, bro. His acoustics in there are gonna be nuts.
Oh, dude.
With how his voice just goes all those different levels, man.
Absolutely.
That's a whole vibe, man. Might have to try and make the trip down there with Nicky
come on.
T.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
Come hang. We'd love to.
And now, are these shows going to be full band, or are they going to be acoustic?
The Billy Currington shows will be full band, but everything leading up to that is acoustic.
Yeah. Now, how's it been kind of building out your band? Because going from band guy to artist, I'm sure you're particular about how the band thing goes.
Yeah, for sure. I have or had an incredible band back home, and the drummer I had from there will be coming out on the road with me. So I'm fired up for that. But yeah, just been, social media is a great tool, and, there's so many great pickers in town these days. It'll be, starting out, if the budget helps, and I'm able to bring a 5-piece out, I'll have a steel player and a guitar player and bass and drums. But if I can only bring 4 people, or 4-piece, so 3 people with me, I'll probably be having to rip a lot of guitar. And
that's not a problem, man. I mean, that's my thing is like when people ask like seeing you live, like you're a shredder, man.
Well, thank you, man.
You're a shredder. You're good on that git fiddle.
I appreciate it, man. I take it day by day. I was not a guitar player at all when I met Austin. I mean, I could strum an acoustic guitar, and then my dad always took the picking and the the bass playing back home, and we would play together, and I would just kind of strum and sing along. And then when I moved to town, I just kind of had a lot more time on my hands and wanted to start learning how to play, just learning very basic pentatonic scales. And then Austin was like, "You want to come out on the road with me?" Because I could kind of sing harmonies with him. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to play guitar." I had to buy a guitar and a whole rig, man. But it was a blessing just getting thrown in the deep end. I had to learn quick. But
it's sink or swim, bro.
Yeah.
You swam. You swam. Now you're jumping off the high dive.
I was sinking some of them early shows. I was sinking, but yeah, we got better.
What have been some of your favorite places to play? Like places you're looking forward to getting out to and having your name on the marquee?
Oh man, I mean the biggest one I've been blessed to play the Opry with Austin a few times, but I still haven't stepped in the circle yet.
It's coming, bro.
Man,
it's got to be coming, man.
I'll retire after that happens.
Don't do that. You're gonna have a lot ahead of you after that. Don't do that, man. But the Opry, but where like regionally some other places where.
Oh man, we played. This is kind of random, but we played a place in I'm trying to think. Guilford, New Hampshire.
Bro, yeah, that shed is beautiful,
dude. That place out there is awesome, and the the lobster and everything they have. That place is awesome. So I want to go back out there, but man, off the top of my head, I can't necessarily think of any other. I mean, the Southeast will be awesome to get to go play some real country music for. But other than that, man, I'm just fired up to go anywhere that'll have.
You are going to be going anywhere, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and it's a good little mix of like clubs, but also theaters, but also arenas. Yeah. Like you're going to get to do all of it.
Yeah, man.
Mixed
I'm
in.
so fired
One night you're in an arena, next night you're in a theater, next night you're in a honky tonk.
Next night I'm in the corner of a barbecue joint back home.
How do you keep the train on the tracks? Like, what do you do outside of music for hobbies or to kind of keep yourself sane? I know you got a lovely lady in your corner.
Yeah, I definitely do. I'm a dog dad, so I play with my dogs a lot back home. I got 3. I got about to turn this week. He turns 1-year-old bloodhound, and then a 6-year-old husky and a 10-year-old lab. So we got a big range of ages, and it's almost like being a dad sometimes.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I used to, back home, I was definitely a fisher and a hunter. The typical hobbies from being in Georgia. But I kind of have put it on the back burner to really focus on music as much as I possibly can. So I'm honestly probably pretty boring right now. If I'm home, I'm probably picking on a guitar, practicing a Merle Haggard, a Roy Nichols solo.
You video game guy at all?
No, not at all. Man, I played some Madden growing up, but for some reason wasn't much of an interest to me.
I was going to say, I know Christian's a real dog on that Fortnite, so I didn't know if you got into that as well.
Christian
and McCoy and
I'll watch some folks play, but I'm no good at it.
I'm not good either.
I can't hang.
I was playing last night, and I was the reason our team lost over and over and over again.
Yeah.
They were getting frustrated with me and stuff. Where do you like going in town? Like, where are some of your hangout spots?
And I think we kind of already talked about them, but the local and Music City and Scoreboard every now and then. But the local is probably where you'll find me.
Have you done Skinny Dennis yet?
I haven't played there. I've been there.
You've been there?
Yeah. That place is like. It's like time traveling when you walk in.
Yeah, bro. And they got $4 Coors Lights.
Yeah, come on.
Like $4 Coors Lights. They sell the shit out of the Surfside too.
Oh
like
yeah.
Whenever Nick and I go in there, Nick makes sure to get a bucket of Surfsides.
That's awesome.
But it's a cool spot. Where are some food spots you like in town? You a big food guy?
I mean, yeah. If you can't tell, I am. Man, it's been a while. I mean, I like the steakhouses around town. Like I've been to Hall's, the fancier steakhouses, but I'm usually just hitting the local barbecue joint back. I live about 45 minutes west of town in White Bluff, so I'm usually just going somewhere.
Oh, you're
local
out
around
there.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a little bit outside of town, so that's probably not the answer you were looking for. But no. I'm usually hitting the Pig and Pub or something back home.
I feel like that's a common theme that people have is they're in town for a little while and they live in their Antiochs or their Donaldsons or Hermitage, like in this side of town or wherever or in the city. And then as you're here for a while, you get the thing figured out. You kind of bump out of town a little bit just to kind of keep your sanity.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is keeping my sanity, man. I mean, I can't handle a lot of traffic and being around a ton of people all the time. It's a blessing to be able to go into Nashville and do music and all that, but I got to get out quite often to recharge for sure.
Yeah, man, take a little break, have that separation where it's like you're going in and it's work, and then there's home. You're not living where work's necessarily
and
right at.
It's hard to look at it as work, but
right? Isn't that crazy?
is,
You're literally what? Did you have any odd jobs when you first moved here?
No, man, I was really lucky. I mean, I had very supportive parents that would send me a little money every month just to get by. I mean, when I moved in with Christian, he was already used to paying the rent there, so he was like, "Man, if you could just throw me a couple $100 a month."
Bro.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. And then he wanted to leave that, so I had to up my my rent. But yeah, no, I mean, I was working. I saved up some money. I was doing heating and air back home before I moved to town. You know, I did a semester of college, and that was the furthest thing from being for me. So I started doing heating and air for a little bit and just saved up money. I worked for a little family-owned, just 2-truck running. I was just kind of the gopher, you know, go for this, go for that, carry this here and put it there, and saved up as much money as I could, and then moved to town in 19.
There you go.
I was going back home a lot and playing gigs that
I remember
paid
that.
pretty decent.
Yeah.
I was back home just about every weekend, and it's not too bad. It's about 3.5 hours to get home from Nashville. So, playing a lot of acoustic gigs. I had a lot of folks I could just kind of hit up, and it was a blessing to be like, "Hey man, I kind of need some money. Can I come play your restaurant this weekend?" And they'd pay me a lot more than probably they should have. So it was awesome to not have to do anything else and to be able to focus on music. It was a blessing.
Yeah, man, that's huge. Now tell me about this new music that we've got coming.
Yeah, it's country.
Well, I'm sure it is. I wouldn't expect anything else from you, bud.
Yeah, so we've got You're Getting Colder coming out in a couple weeks. It's a ballad, and then got a love song coming out after that, and then we're just kind of working towards, you know, turning these songs we've been putting out recently into an EP, and then hopefully a record soon. I want to put as much music out as possible, man. So
yeah, dude, you're killing it. It's freaking awesome. Just watching you over the past few years, and it's all so well deserved, man. And you seem to be handling it really well, man.
Thank you so much. I hope I'm good at acting like I'm handling it. Getting better day by day.
No, man, you are, dude. You are. You're so well grounded, and thank you for putting out great music for all of us to listen to and enjoy.
Thank you for thinking it's great,
dude. It is, man. It is, and that you're only scratching the surface, bro. Yeah. Like it's just the tip of the iceberg. So yes, I can't wait to get out to a show and watch you and the boys do your thing.
Anytime you want.
Oh, we will. Me and Nikki T and I will take you up
got
on
a spot.
That. Dude, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. You know, anything we can ever do for you, your family.
Well, you've already done more than any small artist could ever ask, man. I can't appreciate y'all enough show my appreciation enough for what you do for the guys moving to town and not knowing a damn soul or, you know, knowing what to do. You've done so much for so many people. We can't thank you enough.
Well, that means the world to us, man. So I'm going to send you home with some Surfsides. I got an 8-pack for you right there.
We were talking about if I
you
could
crack
drink
that. You crack that open.
Yeah,
have you had one of those before?
I have. It's been a while. But
have you had the iced tea and lemonade one?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the half and half power, bro.
Yeah, you can send me
a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I got an 8-pack for you to take home. So you enjoy those, Bubba.
My wife will like those too.
There you go. Perfect, man. Well, appreciate you so much. Yes, congrats on everything. Can't wait for the new music. And yeah, man, just keep on keeping on, brother.
Come on, same to you.
And also, I'm sure you'll be involved with this. Colton came up to me probably about a month ago. Mm-hmm. Colton Dawson came up to me and asked me, "Hey, do you know how to smoke brisket?" I'm like, "Colton, what makes you think that I, the New Yorker, know how to smoke brisket? Maybe some like pastrami deli thing." But he's like,
"Maybe some cigarettes."
Definitely some cigarettes. You've been there and seen me do that. But he was like, "We got to get together and smoke brisket." So it sounds like I'm going to be getting together with Colton and smoking brisket. So I hope to see you there.
You can take one look at me and know that I'm into that. So.
Yes, yeah, with his fancy new Traeger that he's got or whatever. So we'll have to link up. I told Nick and Ike we'll have to bring them out and have Ike film it for.
Absolutely.
I'm like, if we can do some barbecue content with the boys, I'm like, that could be pretty cool.
Pick some guitars while we're waiting on it.
Honestly, that would be a dream. That would be a dream. We'll bring the cigars and the surf side as well.
Yeah,
that'll
let
be
me
our
know. I'll be there.
Yes, sir. Well, y'all be sure to check out our boy Kenny Whitmire. Big things coming here in 2026. Catch him out on the road with Tracy Lawrence, Billy Currington, and I'm sure a bunch of other shows that are going to be getting added. And be on the lookout for the new music. Shout out to our friends from Surfside. Check them out. And for more on us, visit RaisedRide.com. For my man Kenny, I'm Matt Burrill. This has been Outside the Round.
I ain't never been the kind for staying one place for too long. I ain't never been the best that said I love you to a girl I love. Only got a couple tricks on my sleeve. They usually just